My name is Margaret Rose Callahan. I'm 68, and for nearly 50 years I was a spouse, a parent, and the steady pulse of Willow Creek Farm, a modest organic peach orchard tucked in the gentle hills of Pennsylvania. My hands, now knotted with arthritis, still recall the rhythm of kneading dough for homemade bread and trimming branches at first light alongside Thomas, my husband. 3 weeks ago, I laid him to rest. Thomas and I had been married since 1981. Together, we nurtured this orchard, this home, our family. Yet, the morning after his funeral, I realized the life I thought I'd built might not have been as solid as I believed. Or perhaps it wasn't enough to keep my children close. Thomas succumbed to pancreatic cancer. For 14 months, I watched a man rooted in the earth fade away, his vitality sapped little by little. He didn't want our children to know. "Let them live unburdened a bit longer," he murmured one night, his voice heavy with painkillers. Because I loved him, I agreed. But deep down, I knew. Our children, Nathan and Emily, had drifted away long before his illness. Nathan, our eldest, had forged a high-flying career in Chicago's corporate world, rarely returning home for more than a fleeting weekend in over a decade. Emily, meanwhile, chased one failed holistic venture after another, always propped up by Thomas's savings, always needing just one more bailout. I had hoped grief would pull them back to the heart of who we were. That they'd recall the orchard, the family suppers, the love that shaped this home. But at the funeral, I didn't see children mourning their father. I saw pragmatists eyeing an inheritance. That night, alone in the kitchen, I sat staring at the weathered oak table. I suggested we go through Thomas's belongings together the next day, a small gesture, a mother's way of carving out space for memory. But they had other plans. The next morning, sunlight filtered through the embroidered curtains Thomas and I chose 30 years ago. I brewed coffee, the plain kind Thomas loved, not the gourmet blend Nathan brought from Chicago, and waited at the table. They descended, dressed impeccably. Nathan in a jacket he didn't bother to shed, Emily in a tailored blouse with flawless curls. They looked ready for a boardroom, not a moment to honor their father. "Mom," Nathan began, setting his mug down with the same calculated precision I'd seen in Thomas. "We've been discussing things." Emily glanced at him, then at me. "We think it's time to settle matters, the estate, the farm." "The house," I blinked, unsure I'd heard correctly. "Settle? It's practical," Nathan said. "You can't manage the orchard alone, and this house, it's too much for someone your age." My age, the words hung heavy. I tended those trees through storms and droughts alongside Thomas. I'd balanced the books when we couldn't afford help, baked cobblers for fundraisers, driven tractors, delivered crates to shelters. "We want you to be comfortable," Emily added, her tone polished like a rehearsed pitch. "There's a lovely retirement village 2 hours south, Meadowview homes, activities, people your age." I rose to clear the breakfast dishes, needing movement to steady my trembling hands. Then Nathan produced a folder. "Dad discussed this with me last year," he said, sliding papers toward me. "He wanted Emily and me to take over."
I can't tell you the full story in this short video. If you want to see the full story, the link is given below. Click on it to watch the full story.